place to shop at, except for that one bizarre incident I'm about to describe to you. But seriously, most times I go there, I find great deals. Like the other day, I went to buy a cardigan. I've been wanting that for a couple of months now, and it was on sale, and I got it for $4.50. That's crazy. It was $45 in the actual price, and I got it for $4. Now that's a steal. But just imagine finding an unbelievable bargain and going to the register only to find that you can't buy that. So here's what happened to me. It was 2 days before we had to make a very important decision in our lives, very crucial. And I was at KOHL'S with my older son Enoch, and as we were finishing up our shopping for my son, my eyes fell on this cute, colorful top hanging on the rack. And yes, you guessed it, the top was calling my name. I mean, screaming my name. So as any good self-controlled woman would do, I went over and I picked it. I checked the price, and it obviously was pricey. It was not something that I normally would want to get, normally would want to spend, but I told myself, okay, after this, I'm not buying anything for myself for 2 months. No shopping. So we walked over to the register, and the nice lady starts ringing our stuff up. She scans the top, and guess how much it shows? It shows $7. She immediately says, wow, this is $7? And I'm standing there extremely happy with such an unexpected great deal, because the price on the tag was way more than it was showing up on the computer, and I had no idea it was on sale. And as she is scanning other stuff, she says, the top that you're wearing, it looks really nice. Where did you get that from? I tell her that it's from India, and of course she's an Indian too, so we both talk about how pretty the saris are in India and the beautiful colors and the designs. And we go on for a little bit, and as I get prepared to swipe my card, she says, that top that you're buying, it's actually not good. I ask her why, what happened? She says, it is returned by a person who has a bad skin disease. Me and Enoch look at each other like, what in the world? That's gross. My son says, Mommy, don't get it, it's not worth it, don't get it. And she says, yes, it's not worth it. It was written by a person with a bad skin disease. That's what my computer says here. And I'm standing there looking at the top, very disappointed at this point of time. So many thoughts going on in my head. But I didn't say anything. I just gather up my stuff, the rest of the stuff. I leave the top there, and I just walk out. And you know, we're driving back home, and my thoughts are going back to this important decision that our family was facing at that point of time. No, not the top. I'm talking about the decision we had in front of us. So I turned the corner of my house, and I almost heard these words. They were like so strong, like hit me like that. And I heard, you're so gullible. I froze, and I immediately knew that the Lord was teaching me a big object lesson right there. So I said, oh my gosh, Enoch, she tricked us. I turned my car, I headed back right to the store, and as I was driving, I was asking myself, you have a master's degree in microbiology, and you literally bit that bait? You've traveled internationally, and you know those little blankets they give in airplanes for passengers? They're washed, packed, given again. What about hotels? We sleep on those sheets all the time, and sometimes use those towels, although I prefer using my own towel when I travel. But stuff gets washed and reused all over the world all the time. And why would the store put a piece of merchandise on the shelf if they knew that it was returned by a person with a terrible skin disease, like she was claiming it was? Anyway, there was so much going on in my head. I parked the car and go back in the store. By this time, she's not at the register, but I find her talking to one of her colleagues. I walk up to her, and I can tell from the look on her face, she knew what was coming. And I go to her and said, I decided to buy the top. She was like, oh, it's over there, and she pointed to the rack right next to the line at the registers. I went up there, took the top, and this time the store manager was checking me out. And I calmly asked her, does the computer say in the notes that this top was a returned item? She was like, no. Does it say it was returned by a person who has a skin disease? She looked at me like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? Then I tell her the story of what happened, and she was so furious. She was like, I can't believe she did that to you. We will never put anything like that on the shelf, and that is so weird that she talked you into not buying that top. Maybe she wanted to get that for herself. After the purchase, as I walked out the store, I was thinking how easy it is to be deceived if you're not alert. From the time we wake up till we hit the bed, we are bombarded with all kinds of voices telling us what to do, how to think, what to believe. And if you're not careful with who we allow to speak into our life, we can easily be deceived and taken for a ride, and even stolen of the opportunities that rightfully belong to us. Now, I'm not talking about just the physical things that happen to us. The Bible says Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if we stay gullible, we will give it every chance to ruin our lives. I heard those words, "You are so gullible." You know what gullible means? Gullible means to be naive, trusting, innocent, susceptible. And coming from a microbiology background, I like the word susceptible for this particular word as a meaning, because it means that you are more easily prone to be affected. You're vulnerable. You have weak spots that can open up gaps to invade. And the Lord was telling me, as your family faces this important decision, you have voices telling you all kinds of things. And if you're gullible and believe every lie that comes your way, you will be deceived. Satan first, it tries to scare us, and then it will steal from us what is rightfully ours. And if we are not alert in our spirit to understand, we will be deceived through Satan's scare tactics. And that day, as I walked out the store, the Lord's message was so clear. You have a choice, either to succumb to fear or resist with faith. We have a shield of faith that is designed to block what Satan is shooting at us. And you see, we actually have no control over those darts themselves. We don't get to stop what he shoots at or where he aims at. I had no control over what the lady chose to tell me about that top. But what I have control over is to resist or stop those darts from reaching their desired goal, from deceiving me, from stealing from me. So how do we do that? It's called the shield of faith. If we see a Roman soldier, their shields cover their whole body, their entire body. The shield of faith we have as believers covers all areas of our lives. But what is faith? I like this definition that a man of God gave. Faith is acting like God is telling you the truth. Sometimes it includes believing way beyond what our natural eye can see, believing beyond what your circumstances are right now, trumping all your feelings. If we give in to being gullible and fearful, we're not walking in faith. If you're not careful, Satan will use fear, deception, smooth talk, distraction, all kinds of bizarre situations where you will not know what to do, and it will make you default to your fearful old self instead of standing up and being firm with what rightfully belongs to you. Thinking back, I should have immediately said, "Nice try, lady, give me that top here." Also, when you don't use your shield of faith, we tend to blame God, saying, "Oh, why didn't God give me that? I really wanted that, but for some reason I didn't get it." Or sometimes this is more common, we say, "Oh, maybe it was not God's will for me to have it." When in fact God has fully resourced you to use your faith, to be courageous, to conquer what rightfully belongs to you. So next time Satan tries to scare you, it tries another scare tactic, say, "Nice try, Satan. Now give me that here." I really hope you do that. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, be unafraid and you will become undefeated. I'll see you in the next one.